race. All right, Paul, I see you. Finish on. Coach Carl.
Good morning and welcome. It's Tuesday, the 3rd of December, and we're on a journey to conquer 2020. That's what I want you to be doing, and that's what I want you to be thinking about. Conquering 2020. Time is there. From a personal journey, it's 12 weeks to the Tokyo Marathon. As you know, 2 books, 2 marathons. That's what my 2020 looks like. 2 books, 2 marathons. The first marathon is the Tokyo Marathon, and hopefully, I plan to have the first book out by the time I do that anyway. So 2 books, 2 marathon. It's 12 weeks to go. Last night I did a Pilates class, and this morning already run a 5K. So feeling good, sticking to the plan. There's a structured plan in place, and we're ticking it off as we go. So we know what it takes, and we know that if we do what we're meant to do, the Tokyo Marathon will be our best one yet. So how are you progressing on the path to conquering 2020? Have you set your plan? Have you set your structure? And today I just want to share a follow-up question. And that follow-up question is all about our own personal responsibility, our own personal accountability. So what is required of me to get me motivated again? So what is required of you to get you motivated again? So yesterday I discussed the concept around the weekend reflection, so of the last time that we were motivated, the last time that we felt in flow. And then we looked at what that would look like in some detail. Where were we? Who were we with? When was it? Those sorts of questions to try and give us a bit of clarity around the environment or our own feelings and emotions at that particular time. So today, let's use that. Let's use what we know, what we reflected on, and think about that in terms of our own personal accountability. So as I jokingly said yesterday, that coach that we had in Little Athletics that really drove us to be really, really good is no longer part of our community potentially. So what is required of me to help me get motivated again? And that's the key component. Yes, it's awesome to be able to understand the circumstances and the environment, but it's more important to be able to identify what is the actual requirements by me. What is required by me to create the environment that I need? What changes do I need to make to that environment to make sure that I'm in an environment that's conducive to my growth, but also to think about the changes and the shifts that I need to be making in terms of mindset and moving back into that growth mindset and potentially moving away from the fixed mindset. How can I recreate that feeling that I had? Because sometimes it is about remembering that feeling. It might have been as you were a kid when you were playing in the backyard, dreaming of being in my case, a rugby league star. Just playing football by myself, teaching myself the side steps and passing the ball at a spot on the wall, all of those things. It might have been when you're in love, because we know that being in love and using that energy is one of our big motivators in life when we're really wanting to make sure that we're the best potential person that we can be so that we can attract the desired mate. It might have been when you're at work and you were chasing a promotion, or someone had dangled that carrot and set yourself a goal or a bonus. It could have been just when you were playing in a team and you were chasing a big win. So it's about remembering that the feelings that we had in those particular times that enabled us to be motivated, that drove us forward. What is required by me to get me motivated again? So remembering that feeling giving yourself some time, taking yourself back there, recreating it in your mind, and it enables those positive images to come alive. And then it's up to us to chase that. That was a feeling from our past. And what we need to do is recreate that for now. Now, the other things that also become evident when we answer this question, because we know that hope and fear are two primary motivators or primary feelings that motivate us to do something. Hope and fear. By creating that aspirational aspect around our previous feeling, that's about hope. That's about aspiring to be back in that sort of a concept. The other one is fear. And fear is often, that threat response is often the much stronger motivator. So it's important to think about that when we're asking ourselves the question, what is required of me to get motivated again? And one of the ways that you could do this is potentially be thinking about what is the worst case scenario if I don't do anything? If nothing changes, what is the worst case scenario? It could be that you might lose your job, you lose your business, lose the one you love. What is that worst possible scenario? And then allow that fear of losing, of having that worst case scenario to drive yourself into a state of motivation to change something, to create some pain, to create some change. Hope and fear. So if you cannot get yourself unstuck by recreating that sense of feeling that we had when we were successful, when we were motivated, use that concept of fear to drive that sense of consequences if you don't. It's like my journey in 2009 where I lost some weight. I lost a large chunk of weight. And one of the major motivators there was about looking at myself in a photo at the beach and actually asking myself, who's the fat guy? That was fear that drove that particular result initially. It was fear. And now I run marathons. So it's been quite a journey along that way, but it's one that I've certainly undertaken. But one of the initial overriding factors for that motivation to drop some weight was that concept of fear. I finally saw the reality of my circumstances, which was, who's the fat guy? And made the call that I didn't want to be there. So I changed my mindset instantly and was able to have been going on a journey ever since. So think about that question. What is required of me to get motivated today? Today is the day to do that. Don't forget, if you haven't already, join the Coach Curl Academy Facebook group on Facebook. It's free, of course. There's lots of hits, tips, hacks. There's units in there that help us get better at whatever it is that we're trying to do. And over the course of December, I'm going to be sharing some really special offers for you to join this 12-month journey of conquering 2020. So it's all happening in the Coach Curl Academy. Come along and join it. Until tomorrow, I hope you have a fantastic day. Remember what is required of me to get me motivated again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.